My boyfriend faked a proposal in public.
I hope he didn't fake the ring.
I, female 25, have been together just under a year. Our relationship has been genuinely great. We live together, have a cat, have met each other's families, and openly talk about marriage in a healthy, realistic way. We both agree we want to do it right and be ready when the time comes. I don't push marriage conversations, but when it comes up naturally, we're on the same page. I'm excited about marriage someday, but I also understand how serious of a commitment it is. This weekend, my boyfriend and I went out to dinner and then to an interactive museum in LA. An LA story.
An interactive museum in LA. There's only a couple I can think of right now.
Which ones are the interactive ones?
There's the Van Gogh one.
I love the Van Gogh one.
Yeah, there's also I think it's like the ball balloon one. There's a balloon one.
Road?
The Van Gogh one's like a traveling experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we have that comes to Ohio. I'm from Ohio.
Why'd you say it like that?
So everybody knows how great it is.
It's my shameful secret. None of this was a surprise, as he had told me about it ahead of time, and I was excited. Everything was going really well. Toward the end of the museum tour, a staff member told us to meet him down the hall in about 10 minutes. I asked my boyfriend what it was for, and he wouldn't tell me. When we got there, the staff member was dressed like an officiant and asked if we wanted to get married right now. The staff member? Is this the interactive experience? You just get married? I was completely shocked. My boyfriend got down on one knee, gave me a ring, and told me I was without a doubt the person he wanted to be with. He said he had even spoken to my dad and gotten his permission. I asked him multiple times if this was really happening, and each time he said yes. I believed him. We went through a full ceremony. We said our vows. We said our I do's. The officiant gave us paperwork, and my boyfriend said that we'd need to take it to the courthouse on Monday after work. Afterward, I asked again if it was real. And that's when my boyfriend laughed and said, "You're so gullible." We're going to pause there. That's messed up. What are your thoughts?
I mean, my real thoughts are, wait, a few things.
Yeah.
Like, he had a ring.
Yes.
He knew that this was already happening.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this was actually not a surprise.
No.
This was not something that he probably randomly does.
No.
This was a total setup, and I think a real proposal and a real instant marriage.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he had buyer's remorse the following day. I think he regretted it for whatever reason immediately and then decided to gaslight her.
I kind of agree.
Yeah.
Because why else would you go through the whole thing?
Yeah.
Because
it's really bad.
The moments when we have fake
I hope
proposals,
to God she left him.
I hope so.
I hope she left him.
Me too. Because whenever we have fake proposals, it's usually like someone's recording it. Doesn't seem like he did that. So
the moment that guy looked at me and was like, "You're so gullible," I would have been like, "Clearly, because I'm still with your wife."
Ooh, yeah.
So I would have been like, "This is it. This is our last day."
Yeah, bye. By the way, this comes from Tawa54637, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. I'm Sophia.
I'm Amanda.
And I'm Keon. And first, Amanda Hood is a passionate matchmaker with 20 years of experience as a college professor, small business owner, and a consultant, bringing elite communication skills and client-first approach to every match. With nearly 2 decades of marriage and countless long-term relationships guided under her belt, Amanda has a true knack for spotting the connections that actually last. She makes clients feel comfortable, sharing the little extra things that make them who they are, then helps those extra shine. So you can relax and focus on life while she does the rest. Amanda Hood, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for joining.
Thank you for having me.
And Amanda's going to help us read some stories and give some advice.
I can't wait.
All right. So OP says, I immediately shut down. I cried the entire drive home. I felt embarrassed, humiliated, and foolish for trusting him. I know to some people this situation might sound obviously fake or kishy, but to me it didn't feel that way in the moment. I trusted my partner and he reassured me repeatedly that it was real. I told him how embarrassed and hurt I felt. He says he feels bad, but also says it was real to him. What?
What does that mean?
Which honestly just confuses and hurts me more. I can't stop crying when I think about it, and now I'm scared that if he ever actually proposes, I won't be able to trust that it's real. I don't know if I'm overreacting, but this feels like something you shouldn't joke about. I'd really appreciate an outside perspective on this, and it was the Museum of Love. So that does kind of make sense why the curator would be inefficient.
Love was in the air, obviously.
We've got some comments. But that last comment from him confused me because it sounds like maybe it was something along what you were saying of him regretting it.
Also, a couple of things. Number one, what is the time span here? How long has this gone on, and has she stayed with him since this incident occurred where she's like, I keep thinking about it and I can't get past it, whatever. Like, how many days has this gone on?
Yeah.
And number two, when he says, like, it was real for me.
Yeah.
Boom. That's your moment, sister, to like get clarity on that and not keep yourself in some sort of like space of ambiguity where you don't understand what's going on in your relationship. There's some tough love here, but this is a problem that you have with not asking, what the hell are you talking about, sir?
Ooh, yeah.
Agreed.
How is this real for you when it wasn't real?
What does that mean? And it's also only been under a year, which feels like maybe too quick to get married. And
I got married after dating my husband for 5 months.
I think it can work out, but I think this was not going to work out.
Because this is a character issue that has nothing to do with time.
Yes, exactly. Comments from OP says, I wish I could say this is fictional, but it's not. I agree that waiting till the end to tell me it wasn't real was crappy. I think the ad on the museum offers is cute, but only if both people are aware of what's happening.
Wait. Are they saying this is an offer that was on?
So,
can we click
that link?
Yeah, is this on the website? Is this?
Is it like, if you want to get surprise married, come to our
If anybody's
museum.
down to get surprise married during the museum curation.
So many people want that. That's everyone's asking for it.
I'm looking right now.
Okay, let's see if that's true.
That's
Keep
strange.
going. I don't think so, but that's crazy. Hold on.
What? Oh, okay. Carly says wedding for a day.
Wedding for a day is crazy.
What does that mean?
But he had a ring, y'all, so he knew.
He prepped that.
He did.
OP says, I have a tendency to underreact and downplay a situation. Half of me is really upset and feels betrayed, but the other half feels like my reaction ruined the date night. That's the worst part.
Wait, what was her reaction?
Just that she was upset that he said you're gullible? What? How is that your fault? Commenter says, so you got engaged and surprise married at a moment's notice? What were you thinking? Well, if you didn't question that, you should be asking yourself why. And why'd you just acquiesce to this after all your discussions about healthy commitment? It was a crappy joke, and I can't tell whether I'd end the relationship out of anger or embarrassment. Carly's going to tell us some information about this website.
Get married for a day, basic ticket to the museum, a ring, a wedding certificate ceremony, and a Polaroid. I do assume they take it back at the end of the day.
Oh, so it's not his ring. They provide a ring. Wow.
Somebody commented about something about getting married with a potato. I want to see that.
Yeah, what's going on?
Go back to that.
Taylor says, my ex proposed to me using a potato initially because he wasn't exactly planning on doing it. When he did, LMAO, we went and picked out a ring the next day. But also the potato was an inside joke too. That seems really cute.
Was this in like Idaho?
Was it in Idaho?
It seems like you're into that. This situation seems like just kind of a mean joke.
Can we also please get down to the bottom of why did he have a ring?
Well, because they provide it. And that's what
they
Carly,
provided the ring?
They provide a ring.
Oh.
Yeah. That's such a weird thing for them to offer.
Is it like a nice ring too? Or is it
I
just
don't
like
know.
the one ring that they always...
Yeah, it's like a plastic ring. So strange. OP says you have a point. Then again, I get very flustered in situations like this. And so for all I knew, this was legitimate. Who wouldn't get flustered in the moment? Looking back, I can see how my judgment was skewed. But in the moment, it was going very fast. OP says I was flustered in the moment and did not know. I was just very overwhelmed. Looking back, yes, I can see how illegitimate it looks. But what he said and how he kept leading me to think it was genuine hurts most. I'd probably admit that I am naive, especially after this. And OP says, I've done some research and apparently the museum offers a wedding for a day package that you can purchase. It's an add-on for couples. This alone is a harmless idea given everyone is aware and understands it's for play. I still feel like it's a little
so it's not real at all?
No.
Why would they offer this if it's not real?
That's so strange to me to offer. Why would any couple want to do that? Like if you're not already, maybe if you're married, it makes sense to me, but I feel like if you're not married, it's just kind of weird.
I feel like things have changed. Now that
Yeah.
we've read the thing on the website
Yeah.
and we have more information, now I need to go back to the original like proposal of
Yes.
doing this. And she said, I specifically asked, is
it
this
real?
real? She
Mhm.
asked that at the beginning.
Yeah.
And she was told yes, right?
Yeah.
By her boyfriend.
Multiple times.
Heidelberg asks, "What museum does this? Sounds made up." I'm googling it.
Museum
LOL.
of Love. It
Museum of Love.
exists.
It's in LA.
Yeah. So she asked, is this
Yes.
real? Several times.
Yes.
He replied yes.
Yes.
This still sounds very like messed up to me.
I think we've been dating a little under a year. I think we got it quits here.
Have you guys heard of people doing this where they fake their proposal at like restaurants or
No.
somewhere fun and they get like a free dessert?
Yes.
Or, like,
Yes.
something-
For
What?
that?
You've
Yeah,
never
you can
heard
get
of
free
that?
desserts for
No,
like
no,
pretending
I
you're-
have heard of people like faking their birthday to
Yeah.
get like a free dessert.
I've
But
heard of
faking a
both.
proposal is next level.
I think people usually fake a honeymoon. That's what I've tend to hear.
Or like
but I've
we just
also
got
seen the fake
married,
proposal.
something like
Yeah.
that, but they fake it. And that's where I was like, okay, maybe they're trying to get some like cool like package or like maybe something free.
But you have
Oh, wow.
to pay to do that.
Which is so dumb.
You have to pay to like psychologically
Yeah.
hurt your partner.
And why did he say to her, like, we have to go to the courthouse and
Yeah.
legitimize this next day or
If
whatever?
I
Why
were-
did he say that at all?
I don't know. If I were the museum worker, I'd be like, girl, it's a part of this.
Yeah.
I'm not bothered by the fact the marriage wasn't real. I don't know how marriage works because that's so far into the future for me. There's no reason for me to have looked into that because I'm just not ready. I'm bothered by the fact I was flustered and in a vulnerable position, and he led me to believe his vows and what was happening were true.
I agree. Valid.
OP says, looking back, it is obvious. It's a cute add-on. I do tend to be gullible, and everyone close to me understands this. What bothers me is he was so genuine with the vows and all that, and even said he got permission from my dad.
Okay, this is not a cute add-on.
No, not
this is
cute.
like psychological
Weird.
warfare.
It's
This
weird.
is this like a thing for actors where they can like
No, yeah, practice.
practice something? What is happening?
I don't
But this is not a
understand.
cute add-on at all.
Yeah,
And mentioning that he talked to her dad, what is happening?
so weird.
I know
Well,
we're like
yeah.
also halfway through the story, but we have a lot of people coming in and out.
Oh yeah, do you want to
Amanda,
introduce?
do you mind introducing yourself?
Yeah, I would love to. Hello. My name is Amanda Hood. I am the founder and CEO of The Crush Confidential. That is the nation's only full service relationship curation agency. So I am a boutique matchmaking firm and I live in Ohio, but I serve clients nationwide.
Yeah, and Amanda is here to help us read stories and give advice to
And I'm so excited to be here.
this poor girl. Plus, I didn't know anything about this museum. I had no clue. That's why I partly am hurt and feel dumb. I genuinely wish this isn't real because my eyes are super red and they hurt from crying. This isn't really how I wanted to spend my weekend. I'm a slow processor and wanted input from Reddit. If you don't believe it, you can simply move on. Me being overly trusting has gotten me in trouble in the past years. For that reason, I'm very guarded and keep my circle small and have a good support system. I just feel like the rug has been pulled right up from under me, or whatever the saying is. I got home late and fell asleep. I didn't want to have a conversation. This morning, no conversation. He got up early and brought me breakfast in bed. I said thank you and nothing else. I'm processing things right now and not really talking. So it seems like this is all happening within like this is the next day.
Yeah, baby girl.
Yeah.
She's like,
Yeah.
it kind of makes me sad because there have been several like comments I feel like through the thread where she has shown us a lot of like low self-worth.
Yeah. And blaming herself.
That's not okay. She's probably an empath and probably decides to choose these men with narcissistic tendencies. Sorry, but that's probably true. I feel like if he enjoyed this, that's dangerous.
Enjoyed like her being so hurt by it. Because I feel like
Yeah.
the moment that, maybe he had good intentions. Maybe he didn't think this was going to go this far. But
Yeah.
the second that he notices, one, she believes it.
Exactly.
And then she's hurt.
Yeah.
You got to apologize.
You have a moment right there to like turn it all around.
You'd say, oh, I'm so sorry. This is just a package thing
Yes.
that we bought.
I was saying to a client the other day,
Yeah.
when we were commenting back and forth over text, and he is dating a woman that I set him up with and they're doing great. But I said, listen, you got to know the difference between when a woman wants you to just turn it all around and make it right, and when she really is done and wants to leave.
Yeah.
When a woman is done and is like, I am done, I am leaving, like that is on you because you had so many opportunities to turn it around and make it right.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you. And he, in that moment where she was like, wait, this isn't real. Like, this isn't what I thought it was going to be. He chose to say, you are so gullible.
Yeah.
Instead of putting his hand on her leg and being like, babe, I am so sorry. I thought we were like in that moment together. I thought we were acting something out. I
Right.
thought we were playing a
Right.
role. I am so sorry. I didn't realize. Like, he had a chance to turn it around.
And boy, oh boy.
And he did not.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not okay.
It's not.
Oh,
But
I
then
want
also-
to hug her and
Yeah.
squeeze
I
her.
feel so bad for her.
It's like also like the guilt tripping and like, oh,
Yeah.
your dad gave me, his
Yeah.
blessing. What are we doing?
What did he get from that? I need to know that. What were the feelings that he was getting from that he needed? It's disturbing.
Yeah. He's been quiet and downstairs all morning. I think he's giving me space because he can tell I'm upset. Well, at least he could do that.
It took him this long to
Yeah.
finally figure it out that you're upset and like uncomfortable.
Or that's not what he's doing and he doesn't care and he's just watching a show.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's upset that you're bothering him. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not thinking about you at all.
And he's like, I've been watching all of these, like, I've been watching Love Island for 6 hours.
Watching Friends reruns all day.
Yeah.
Have you seen that meme where like there's a woman and a man and they're like a married couple and they're laying in bed and there's a little thought bubble and the woman's like,
Yeah.
I don't
wonder what he's thinking
understand
about,
why
yeah.
he's giving me the silent treatment, and the man's like thinking about his truck.
Yeah.
He's like,
that's
that cheese earlier.
That's real.
Yeah.
As a man.
That's
it's just like-
Yeah.
I know. I've been married 22 years. I know.
Carly's like, what are you thinking of? I'm like, absolutely nothing. It's like
Zero.
nothing
Right.
is in my brain right now. No thoughts.
Right.
Just hamster
Right.
is resting.
Where
Head
she's like,
empty.
he's giving me space. I'm like, no, he doesn't know. He doesn't care.
Yeah. OP continues responding to another comment. I do struggle with that. I have made such great progress over the past 5 or so years and have kept a good support system. Last night just felt like I went backwards tremendously and that this person really isn't who I thought they were. I really appreciate everyone's feedback. I can appreciate that my judgment was skewed. While I have not seriously looked into the steps required for marriage, I understand there's typically a process behind it. Then again, I get flustered very easily, and I trusted him. I spoke with him and told him I felt blindsided and that the add-on package for the event would have been lovely had I known about it. He understood where I was coming from and expressed that he did not intend to hurt me. Rather, he thought it'd be a cute surprise and a memory we could share. He apologized and admitted that his judgment was also off. He also explained that his choice of wording was not appropriate. He did not think I would take it literally, which I unfortunately did. I don't think that's a good enough answer because he knows you took it literally because you said like 15 times, is this real?
Yeah.
So I don't think that's a very good excuse.
Maybe not,
Yeah.
but he's doing the right things.
It's a start. Yeah.
He's doing the right things. He's, again, like recognizing that he did something wrong.
Yeah.
He's trying to turn it around and reverse it.
Yeah.
And so I think all of that is good. We can't have all the things.
No, I guess
We can't
not.
have all the things. And, maybe he was a little like in that moment, like,
Yeah.
oh, you're so silly. You're so, but we don't know their relationship and,
Yeah.
and what it really looks like. So, I mean, is that enough? Is that
Let's see.
enough?
Let's see if OP takes that.
Wait, we have someone here. Healing is an art 85 says, I'm a little bit behind, but I love Amanda. I might be biased because we share a name. LOL. I
Aw.
proposed to my husband with an apple.
I love that. I love all the food proposals.
Aw, thank you.
I have a difficult time with taking things too literally, trusting a lot, etc. In the grand scheme of things, we have not been together for so long, so I'd understand if he didn't know that about me entirely.
So she said, I understand if he didn't know that about me entirely.
Yes, that she was like gullible.
So you hear the continuing
Blame on
narrative,
herself.
the self-blame and
Mhm.
self-hate and low self-esteem, and that's a shame.
Because I don't think it's your fault at all. And I think
Yeah,
he's like
I don't either. I don't either.
Yeah, I think he's starting to take some blame, but I think she's still putting a lot of it on herself.
She is very unnecessarily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a gaslighty thing to say, like, I'm sorry I didn't know you were that gullible.
Yeah.
The way it's phrased
For
and
real.
framed is
Yeah.
not good.
And he knows that she'll accept that as truth
Because
because
he knows her enough to know that
Yes.
she'll put it on herself.
Yep,
But that is the end of that story.
that was the end.
Yes. But
So we don't
We have
really know what
more.
happened.
yeah.
Do you want to know my guess?
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
She forgave him and she's still with him
Yeah.
and everything is the same.
Yeah. I agree. I think because she has not, I don't know, in this moment and after, she's still putting the blame on herself. I feel like she's not in the headspace to like stand up for herself.
Yeah. I don't know if it's just that she's not in the headspace. I heard several low self-esteem comments through
Yeah.
that, like bashing.
Mm-hmm.
And he knew that she has those issues
Yeah.
and then he fed off of it. That's really sad. She could use some coaching.
I was about to say, do you ever
I pumped that girl right up.
Yeah, do you ever have clients who
You're
come
worthy,
in?
sister.
Yeah.
You are
It's perfect.
worthy.
We'll send these comments in. I was gonna say, do you ever have clients come in who are like talking down about themselves and you kind of have to,
Yes.
boost that self-esteem?
Listen,
And how do you do that?
you will not find the relationship that you are seeking, like that healthy, wonderful, beautiful relationship that you are seeking, if you do not have love for yourself.
Yes.
Because you have to love yourself first in order to give pieces of you to someone else. Airplane analogy, you have to put your mask on and have your own oxygen before you can save others.
Yeah.
Mm.
I agree. I also think
True.
I think people are attracted to confidence.
Yeah.
And I think like a lot of people get in their head and they're like, well, I'm not pretty enough or I'm not this enough. And I, blah, blah, blah. I think when you're confident, and it's hard to get to that point, but if you project confidence, people love it. Doesn't matter what you look like.
Yeah. You also need, there are like free things out there too that you can do, like where you can start learning things about yourself and your personality types and doing like some tests like Myers-Briggs and Enneagram and really getting down to who am I and reading the 5 love languages book. What is my love language? And does my partner speak that love language to me? And can I start learning to speak my partner's love language and really learning more about you? And this is for people who either can't afford or don't have time for things like therapy or coaching, because not everybody has that luxury. But there are these free things online and YouTube
Yeah.
and other social media platforms like Instagram and TikTok. And you can go on there and you can really learn a lot from these different areas. And I think that that's something that she definitely needs to do because she's going to have to find her self-worth.
Yeah.
I looked for an update. This is a pretty fresh story. So
Yeah.
like that most recent
seems
update
like
is
it.
about 9-10 days ago.
Do
Yeah.
you tell people when you pull them and showcase their...
If it's someone from
On a
our subreddit, yes. But oftentimes we find these from all different subreddits.
But sometimes we
Um,
check. Sometimes they're literally, we got a story from like a month ago.
Yeah.
And we like, what? It ends on a cliffhanger?
Yeah.
Let's check.
Yeah.
Sometimes there will be an update that's
wow.
pretty fresh that we will pull it.
Yeah.
It's not in the story, but we'll pull it and we'll read it and see if there's anything relevant. Or if there's like something quick or something like a tidbit, like, oh, they broke up.
Okay.
We'll say that. Yeah.
So if this woman happens to come across this and knows that like we read this and went through this and picked this apart and you have broken up with that guy, you can contact me and I will help you through this.
Look at that.
Yes. Yes.
I have got you.
Amanda has you.
I have got you.
But that was the end of that story. We've got another one coming right up.
I think we have one question before we get to this next story coming from DRed04. Question for the guest. Can you have more than one love language?
Yes, you can. And a lot of those tests, like if you do an online love language test, then they'll give you percentages, like your love language percentage breakdown. So you might be like, 45% words of affirmation and 55%
Gift giving.
gifts.
Yeah.
And so that's really close to being about even, right? So absolutely. I think that that's very possible. Like I said, guys, it's theoretical,
Yeah.
but I think it's really cool.
I was gonna say, can you be like 100% in multiple categories? Like 100%, gift giving, 100%
I feel
time.
like that's not how percentages
That's like those people, you hear this a lot with like younger people or kids where they're like, I'm going to give it 110%.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's actually impossible.
That's not how it
Going
works.
above my limits.
Yeah.
But we're going to get into this next story.
Okay, I can't wait.
My friend loyalty tested my wife, and I'm done with both of them.
Sounds like a good friend.
Been with my wife 10 years, married for 6. I thought we were really happy. She's got a kid from a previous relationship. Dad not in the picture. I have taken on the role. We both work, me full-time, her part-time. We live a good life. Holiday abroad every few months. Every few months? Okay. No real financial worries, both in pretty good shape, and plenty of love, affection, and spicy sleep between us. I thought we'd be together forever. By the way, this comes from Throwaway Friend Test, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. I'm Sophia.
I'm Amanda.
I'm Keon with Vincent. And we have a special guest here. Amanda, please go ahead and introduce yourself. And thanks for being here.
I am Amanda Hood. I am CEO and founder of The Crush Confidential, the nation's only full-service relationship curation agency. I live in Ohio, but we service clients nationwide.
And Amanda's going to help us read and give advice on these stories today.
Can't wait.
And OP says, on to my friend. His wife left him in horrific circumstances last year. He came home one day to find her gone with their 2-year-old. Ooh, she's left him to do a substance dealer she met on Instagram who ended up attacking them both, and it's a massive legal issue that's destroyed him. Wow. Since then, he's become very anti-woman despite having a great family full of women. Concerning. He's constantly telling us how all women are the same. Well, last week, he sent me a load of screenshots. Must have been over 100 of them, going back to November last year and finishing on January 15th. He got another phone and started messaging my wife, pretending to be a man from a couple of hours away who got the wrong number. Within a week, he was getting spicy pics from her, spicy texts, etc. By Christmas, she was telling him she was in love with him. And the final one was a photo of her walking into a hotel to meet him, and then angry messages from her asking where he was. Do you have any thoughts?
I have so many thoughts.
Yeah, same.
I have so many. This doesn't sound like he was testing anything. This isn't like fake.
Yeah. It sounds like he has his own issues, but it sounds like he also successfully proved that your wife is a cheater.
Let me just make sure that I'm clear on it. The text messages were coming from the friend
Yes.
to the wife.
Yes.
And he was supposedly in woman hate mode.
Uh-huh.
And he was supposedly testing the wife.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all a lie.
Yeah.
That's all a lie.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't testing the wife. He wasn't like helping out his bro. He chose over bros.
Mm-hmm.
That's what actually happened. He decided that he felt a little chemistry, because this is what men do. He felt a little like, I think I could sleep with her. And when he solidified that he could, he started working on her. This is a form of grooming. And she took the bait, and then she went with it and decided that she was going to do it. She was going to take the plunge.
I fully agree, especially because it didn't stop when he got the spicy pics.
Well, and he didn't tell his friend
Yes.
that he was doing this.
No.
Correct? Am I right about that?
No.
Nope.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah. So he wasn't testing anything.
Because if he was testing, he would have come to, even if he like did it before asking OP,
Yeah.
he would have come to OP and said, hey, I thought your wife was up to something, and so I sent these texts and she was into it. But no, he was, it seems like sending, I don't know, it could be wrong, but it seems like she was sending pics and he was sending back, or at least spicy texting back.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, I agree. Feels like he was into the cheating.
By the way, women never, guys, listen to me. Women never, ever want pictures of your wieners.
That's true.
Women don't like wiener pictures.
Only my friends want pictures of my wieners.
Hey, my friend May, who's a matchmaker, might be on this podcast listening. She has said, men, if you are considering sending a wiener pic, send a picture of your dog instead.
Yeah. Unless someone specifically asks you for a picture, you don't just.
Even if they ask you for a picture, they don't want a picture of that.
Yeah. Unless they're specific about that.
They don't want that.
They don't want it.
Nobody wants
No,
that.
Yeah. I went round to his house and was distraught. He told me he'd done this to another 6 friends of ours. You need to stop being friends with this guy. And also maybe divorce your wife. Only my wife failed. Jeez. He had the phone with him, and as I was there, she messaged him asking where he'd gone and saying how much she misses him. He's shown me stuff that she'd been sending like that the past week with no response. I left there without really saying anything and went home. And once me and my wife were alone, I confronted her with the evidence I have. She started crying and said she doesn't know why she did it. And it just started off as a bit of fun at work, and then she got carried away. She said she feels like she loves us both and doesn't want to lose me. Loves us both?
Wait, what?
Yeah.
She
all he
loves
said.
him?
Yeah, that's kind of
She's
crazy.
saying she loves him?
loves a guy that she never met and has just been spicy texting? And obviously
Something's off
doesn't
there.
know.
Something's off there.
That's why I kind of believe your theory of there was
That it
something
was
more.
there was a plan already.
Yeah.
There was something behind this.
Yeah.
I almost wonder if the other guy, the friend, was he married or in a relationship?
Yeah, he said so. That's what happened. He had like a super bad traumatic.
But they were broken up, right?
Yeah, like she
So he
left
was
him.
single.
Yeah, she
He
left
was in
him. and
woman
he was
hate
single.
mode and single.
Yes.
But I wonder if he had other women also that thought that they may have been in a relationship with him. The reason I'm saying this is because there's a reason he didn't show up at that hotel
Yeah. Yeah.
and like get the bang. There's
Yeah.
a reason that he didn't get to that point.
I don't trust
So
him.
was he caught? He wanted so desperately to like come clean and be the good guy before her. He wanted to put himself in a position of, I did this for you and I'm the
Yeah.
good guy and I caught her, bro. I caught her.
I mean, like, if you can bear it, I would want to ask her more questions about what was going on because I don't trust him. I didn't know what to do, so just left and went to a hotel. I'm still here now and unsure of what my next step should be. I want to cut them both off, but I will miss my stepdaughter so much. And my friends are saying I can't be mad at my friend as he did me a favor. Yeah, you can
Yikes.
absolutely be mad at him.
This is
I
disturbing.
didn't ask him to do it.
There should have been a discussion.
Yeah.
What?
This is weird. Comments from Proud Zone says, I read all your comments and you never said in detail what your wife said when you told her how your friend catfished her. What was her reaction? Anything besides just crying? Was there disbelief or comments as she continued to try to contact you? And OP says she started having a kind of panic attack and calling herself stupid. Then she said, it doesn't count then. And I told her it bloody did. She had tried to contact me loads of times every day. No Doubt says, well, that's a crap thing that your friend did, but it's more concerning that your wife fell for it. She was going to sleep with this stranger? And to top it off, she's the only one that fell for it out of the other wives. I will leave it at that. I would love to be a fly on the wall when she finds out your friend catfished her. Well, I think she already knows. OP says, I think I could get past it if it was just texting, but I can't get past the going to meet him. I can't see ya says, yeah, dude, as a caveat, you're kind of lucky it was your crap for a friend. But checking the stats, this woman would have fully gone through with it had there been someone there and still could with a new fling. Cut your losses and ditch both. Mrs. Sem says, divorce the cheating wife and drop the woman-hating friend before dating again, or he'll do this to you over and over. OP says, I think this is the only way I can move on. Lucid Dream says, I just can't stop thinking about the level of effort your friend went through to do this. He got another phone. This whole scheme for months trying to get spicy pics of his friends' wives, manipulate her like how sick? As for your wife, I think a divorce is justified. Trust is broken. Unfortunately, this will hurt your stepdaughter. You can maintain a relationship with her, but who knows what her mother will tell her about the reason for divorce. You will likely lose her too. I'm so sorry. Your friend is garbage and I would cut him off first. And OP says, yep, he wants to prove all women are bad, even though most people are good. I'm not stating I'm leaving both of them behind for good. My stepdaughter is 15. And there is an update 3 days later. Any other thoughts before we jump into that?
I don't know if this is going to be popular to say,
Mhm.
but I know that a lot of the comments were like, oh yeah, dump her, leave her, divorce her. I don't know if I would be so quick to do that because I feel like maybe we should take a step back and talk about something like counseling because first of all, there was something absent in that marriage because his friend was able to manipulate her
Yeah.
and draw her to him based off of a void that was in her marriage. Now, he can say, we were so happy and everything was great, but that's his perspective. I'm not saying that, you know, she's the necessarily like the victim here, but potentially because there are some really crazy men out there that can manipulate women and make them promises and do all of these things. I would almost question like giving her an opportunity to, again, reverse it, make it right, talk with her about counseling if he really does want to stick out the marriage
Yeah.
and see how things progress. Because I don't know. It's just so strange. And there's no way like that guy where he said he put in so much effort getting the extra phone and then dragging this on for months. I can guarantee you, Sophia, this is not the only woman he was doing this to.
Well, I mean, they already said
There's
he was
something
doing
really
it to the other
sinister
wives, so
about
Oh, I think he is absolutely very weird
Yes.
for this
Yes.
and concerning.
Yes.
In terms of like trying to work through it, I think typically, at least from the stories we read, I feel like they both have to be on the same page about that. And so if they get on the same
100%.
page
You gotta
and
be.
they're both like, she says, I'm so sorry. I, fully take accountability.
Yeah.
And then he's like, I'm hurt and I don't trust you right now, but I want to work towards that. Then maybe.
Yeah.
But it takes a lot of effort on both sides.
It does.
But we got an update 3 days later. I want to thank everyone who commented on my last post. There were so many, I couldn't reply to them all. I'll address a couple of things from my first post. A lot of people said my wife did nothing wrong. Who was saying that? She went to a hotel to meet another man for spicy sleep. There are photos of her at the hotel waiting. She messaged saying she was there, and I purposely haven't had spicy sleep with OP for ages, so when I get my hands on you, I'll be ripping your clothes off on my own. Then messages of her asking where he is. And even a week later, when he stopped replying, saying she misses him, and pictures of herself saying how much she still wants him. A few people said my friend wasn't catfishing her, and he was sending photos of himself, and she knew. My friend is white and dumpy. The pictures were of a black adult film star stolen from his Twitter. Now on to the update. First and most importantly, I met my stepdaughter yesterday. We met at a park, and when we saw each other, we both started crying and just hugged for 5 minutes. Every memory of her from when I first met her went through my head, and I didn't want to let her go for fear of never hugging her again. We sat on a park bench, and the first thing she asked is what happened. She's 15, and I didn't see a reason to lie. I don't agree with that approach because it's not your daughter. It's like your stepdaughter, and I'm sure you have a really good relationship with her, but I do think you should have a conversation with her mom.
Ask your mother.
I think at the very least, if you're worried that her mom would like shift the story, I think you should talk to her and say, hey, I want to talk with your daughter about this and tell her what's going on.
Yeah.
Or this is what I'm going
just
to tell her.
There should have been an opportunity given.
Yeah. I said her mom got catfished and she fell for it and has been having an online affair for a few months and told another man she loved him. I left out the spicy pics and hotel bit. My stepdaughter said her mom has told her that all she had done was message an old friend and I got jealous. But she said she knew I wasn't like that. And her aunt, wife's sister, had told her that her mom had cheated and I'd done nothing wrong. I told her I have hundreds of screenshots, but I won't show them her. Yeah, please don't show them to
But I won't show them.
Yeah.
Good.
She begged to see one so she could know. Yeah, we're not. We shouldn't show that. We don't need her to like see her mom doing this horrible thing. We don't need that. I tried to find a non-spicy one and showed her one where her mom said, I love you more after 10 weeks than I do him after 10 years. Oof.
Did he even mention that she was catfished
Yeah,
by
yeah.
his friend?
I don't think he said the friend.
I think that that's an important part to bring up.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not just her. Like there was another person to blame.
Yeah. But I feel like maybe the stepdaughter doesn't really care about the friend being involved.
I mean, he's
She
the one who
might-
decided
yeah.
to tell the story.
Yeah. My stepdaughter was as horrified as I was and just said, oh my God. After that, we sat and talked for a couple of hours about everything. She said she still wants me as part of her life, and when I got my own place, she'll be over all the time. She said I'm still her dad and always will be, even after I told her I planned to divorce her mom. She said her auntie and her grandma both encouraged her to stay in touch with me because she told them she was scared I didn't want her anymore. I said nothing could be further from the truth. I gave her a lift back home, and we've been texting nonstop and sending stupid videos to each other, and she said her grandma said we can use her kitchen to bake together again. So we're doing that later today. As for my wife and my friend, I've told my wife I want a divorce, which caused a barrage of texts and phone calls I ignored. I've told my friend I want low contact with him, but I did ask why he didn't stop once he got the spicy pics. And he said, 'cause you don't get jealous, and I thought you'd probably just find it funny.
Oh,
I don't believe that. Yeah, I don't
lie.
believe that. Which is probably true. I think that you're excusing his behavior a little bit. I mean, even though you're going low contact, I think he is bad in different ways than your wife. Like your wife is bad because she betrayed you and like cheated on you.
Yeah.
But, he also betrayed you. He's just not in a relationship with you. So you might see it differently.
Yeah.
If she told me a wrong number was texting, I probably would say flirt with it for a laugh. LOL. I do get people's point, though, when they say I shouldn't be mad at him because What? Who's saying this?
What?
Who's saying we shouldn't be mad at him?
Yeah, he blew up your marriage.
Yeah.
Just
That's
for fun.
weird.
You didn't ask him to do this independent study.
Yeah.
We don't
Weird.
know this husband's personality type. Maybe he put in very little to no effort into his marriage because he seems to, I don't know. He's being very oddly nonchalant. I also question if the wife and the friend had something already there, already in existence.
I'm wondering about that.
I mean, she knew him, right?
Yeah.
They
was
had
around.
a relationship of some kind.
He was around. But he did target her insecurities. He knew she was insecure about her height and said, first time I finally meet an Amazonian woman at a bar and we have a good time, she gives me a false number. And he knows she struggles with having an athletic build. And he mentioned his ideal woman would be tall and strong built and how he doesn't get the trend for short women with big chests and bums. But at the same time, she's an effing detective for the police force and should have recognized she was being played.
What
Okay.
the?
What? She's a detective? Sorry, it's not an exciting update. Unkfest says, thank you for loving that little girl the best way you can. It's not her fault. My heart hurts for her and for you. OP says, it's not hard to love her. She's incredible. My life is better with her in it. Much Leather says, question, never heard of being a part-time, you mentioned she doesn't work full-time, detective in the police force. Is that a thing in your country? And OP says, yeah, she mainly does desk work now. She does 3 full days a week. She's in anti-corruption now, so investigates other officers. Much Leather says, well, that's just embarrassing. Good Lord, if her stupidity gets out in her workplace, she won't have a shred of credibility.
Huh.
Already a boys' club. My friend was a detective, and she ended up quitting because her full-time hours with massive overtime on cases meant she hardly saw her kids. Think seeing too many unalived little ones also was a factor after becoming a mom. She could compartmentalize to a point before. OP says, yeah, to be fair to her, she's seen some horrendous stuff, and a few years ago got injured in a car crash at work and has been part-time and office-bound since. She's physically okay and has said to me she used it as an excuse and reason to take a step back until her 25 years are up. But that is the end of that story. I don't think this relationship or your friendship should continue.
I think there's a lot of pieces we don't know about this
Yeah.
story.
Yeah.
Actually.
I agree. I do not trust that guy.
No.
Regardless of like whether or not you figure, your marriage out or something, which I don't think will happen.
Yeah.
I think you seem like you're going to divorce for the, rightly so. But I think that low contact may be not enough for this friend. I think I would go no contact with a guy who did something like this.
Well, technically, I mean,
Yeah.
what she should have done is she should have said something to her husband the moment that it
Oh, yeah.
started like getting a little odd, a little inappropriate over
Yes.
text.
Yeah.
She should have shut it down. It's her job to shut it down.
Yeah.
And she chose not to shut it down because she liked it.
Mhm.
She should have shared these things with her husband. She should have talked with him and she should have shared what was happening with him. But the friend shouldn't have done anything like that to begin with. So I just question if it's even really real. I wonder if that poor husband is just getting pieces of that story because he's not really getting the full truth.
A lot of lying going on here. But we've got some red flag, green flag questions.
Ooh, how fun.
Yeah. Ooh, fun. Okay. Amanda, before we do the red flag, green flag, do you want to introduce yourself again?
My name is Amanda Hood, and I'm VIP matchmaker and owner of The Crush Confidential, www.thecrushconfidential.com. And I live in Ohio, OH. My agency serves singles nationwide.
And Amanda's going to help us answer these red flag, green flag questions.
I'm ready.
All right, let's see what we got. Red flag, green flag, my date. Well, do you know? It's pretty straightforward, but you're going to give a green flag if you think it's okay and a red flag if you don't.
Yeah, that's true.
Or you can do beige flag,
Or I can be,
which is just both.
Yeah.
Yeah. My date told me he rates every first date afterward on a spreadsheet. Categories include conversation quality, physical attraction, vibe, and long-term potential. He's been doing this for 2 years.
what? Yes. Are you kidding me? That sounds like an engineer. This
Yeah.
sounds like a data-driven man. This is fabulous. That's a huge green flag.
I don't think that that's like a problem.
I think that's great.
I think that's
That's
fine.
like Yeah, it's fabulous.
Yeah. Red flag, green flag, asking to have joint social media profiles. 2 of us sharing one account.
Unmarried?
It doesn't say. I guess you can have 2 answers for one for unmarried and one for not.
Okay, I'm going to do both flags on this.
Yeah.
Because I think if somebody is requesting that and you either A, are already like, older people with your own social media accounts, and then you're getting together and being together or being married and you want to combine accounts, that's weird.
Yeah.
And not acceptable. That would be red flag. But if only one of you has social media and the other one's like, oh, I should get on social media, but I don't really care about it so much, you're like, you can join mine. Green flag. And if, let's say, neither one of you really give a crap about social media, but you own a business together and you know that you need it in order to make money and do marketing, then green flag.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think it's situational. Red flag, green flag. He suggested we go watch the sunset from a hilltop and spent the entire walk up talking about how his ex used to hate being outdoors on repeat for 30 minutes. That's very specific.
Okay, still mixed flags. I'll tell you why. It's red flag that he's like talking about the ex, but
Yeah.
poor guy, he probably hasn't had any coaching and learned that you shouldn't talk about the ex like that. But green flag because he's saying, wow, you're so much better than she was because I'm outdoorsy and I love being outside and I'm so happy that you're enjoying this too.
Yeah.
So there's a green flag piece.
Maybe coming from a good place, but yeah, maybe don't bring up your ex so much. Red flag, green flag. He brought his laptop to our first date because he said he might need to work later and actually opened it twice during dinner to check his emails.
Oh, that's a red flag.
Yeah. Oh, that's rough.
Not okay.
It's
It's
should
not
be
okay.
focused on you. Yikes. Red flag, green flag. We matched on an app and she sent me a full background check she ran on herself before our first date. Unprompted. Said she does it for every first date she goes on and thinks every guy should too.
Kind of weird, but
Yeah,
still green
yeah.
flag. Like, that's the girl who has condoms.
Yeah, I guess so. It's interesting to run a background check on yourself and
Yeah.
not the person that you're going on a date with.
I think it's lovely that she saved them the time,
Yeah.
energy, and money that a background check costs.
She's like, here you go. This is my file. Learn it, memorize it, and maybe we'll go on another date.
And then it becomes socially acceptable when I run one on you.
Yeah, yes, exactly. Red flag, green flag. She told me she values honesty more than anything in a relationship. But when I asked her how many people she dated before me, she literally laughed and said, why would I tell you that?
I guess that's kind of a red flag, but I don't know why he asked that at all.
Yeah, I don't think that's like a marker of honesty.
I think it's okay for her to be like, why
Yeah.
would you ask that question? I don't think that that's necessarily a bad thing that she's wondering, why are you asking me that?
Yeah.
What is the purpose of that question?
Yeah, I would say that's kind of beige for me.
Yeah.
Just because she's not lying to you. It's just not typically
But
a
the
thing that
answer could
people-
lead to
yeah.
judgment.
Yeah, exactly.
So you believe that he's asking because
Yeah.
he's judging whatever that answer is.
Yeah.
So I almost say like green flag, like good for her for not directly answering it because
Yeah.
it's not really his business.
Yeah, I agree. Red flag, green flag. She told me on our first date that she just got out of a long relationship and isn't looking for anything serious.
Okay. Green flag for honesty.
Yes. Red flag for if you want a long
Red flag for if you want something serious.
Yeah. Pretty straightforward.
At least she's honest.
Yeah.
Why do I feel like I'm doing a lot of both flags for almost all of them? Like, oh,
Life
I
is
feel
not
like you
black
can
and
ju-
white.
that's right,
Yeah.
sister.
Yeah. Yeah. Shades of gray.
Shades of gray.
50 of them.
Oh.
Red flag, green flag. My date told me she doesn't care about money or status, but the first thing she asked before agreeing to a date was what they do for a living.
That's fine.
I feel like that's a pretty common question.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fine. That's
think
just
that's
making
okay.
conversation.
Yeah.
Totally fine.
I think that's just, it's pretty common.
It's not like she was like, do you fly private?
Yeah. Yeah. She's like, are
What do
you
you
a
do
first
for a living?
class
Yeah.
flyer?
I
Or
think
do
that's
you do
fine.
coach? Because I just can't
Yeah.
date coach. Red flag, green flag. He always eats a snack in the car before walking into every first date because he doesn't want to be too hungry and end up inhaling his food in front of the other person. Sounds like me too.
Keon says, sounds like me.
I love snacks.
Yeah, so is Keon a red flag?
I
or
mean,
green flag?
I don't think that that's bad.
don't
I think that
no.
that's just a personality thing. I think that
He's
that's
just a hungry boy.
I think that there are these like little idiosyncrasies that people have where
Yeah.
they're like, I don't want to do that because I feel like it's rude. And like my husband wouldn't travel with our children until the youngest was 5 because he worries about people being concerned about screaming babies on planes.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, I never care about a screaming baby on a plane. In
Yeah.
fact, I like offer like, do you need me to hold your baby? Like
Yeah.
that's never bothered me. But since it bothered him, he had in his mind that other people would be bothered.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's probably the same type of man that really cares about other people's feelings and taking them into consideration. So I don't think that that's a problem. But
I agree.
I get excited to go to a restaurant and I want to pig out.
Mm-hmm.
I do not
I'm gonna
snack before I get there.
I'm getting
I like don't eat the
appetizers.
whole day
Yeah.
so that I can enjoy that meal.
But I get really like my friend jokes that I'm always hungry. And so like when I
Good.
get to a restaurant and I am very hungry, I can't talk. Like people
Yeah.
are like trying to make conversation. I'm only thinking about food.
Yeah.
So I do understand the desire to maybe have a little snack before.
Yeah. And I'm like a several
Yeah.
course.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
person.
There's
I'm
an
like
appetizer.
There's salad.
There's a dessert after.
There's bread.
Mhm. Always bread.
Always
it's-
dessert.
Yeah.
Always dessert.
Really quick, I did have a very funny experience. The last day I was in Guatemala, we went to this like nice Italian restaurant, and I'm trying to speak. Yeah, okay. There was the only option. We were in the city, and there was the only option. So I was with my friends, and they only spoke Spanish because we're in Guatemala, and I
Yeah.
know a little bit of Spanish. And they give me my meal. I got this like mussel pasta, and 5 of the mussels were not open, which felt like a lot of mussels to not be opened.
Yeah.
Because you're not supposed to eat them unless they're like open.
Yeah.
If anyone doesn't know that. And so they come over, and I like haven't really finished my meal because there's these 5 unopened mussels. And they're like está bien. I'm like, oh, like cerrado, like it's closed. As to why I wasn't eating.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, like lo siento, lo siento. So like they take it away, and my friends were like, what did you want to happen? I'm like, I don't know. I was just saying it was closed. Like that's why I wasn't eating them.
Yeah.
And then they were like, well, he's probably gonna come back with them opened. And I'm like, oh, I don't know. And so he comes back with a whole new plate, and I've already eaten my plate. And then I felt rude, so I had to eat more.
Yeah.
It was-
you
yeah.
have to then.
Yeah, and so
You
I was
have
trying
to.
to like shovel down a whole new plate of pasta, and that
Yeah.
was my
But did you ask for a to-go box?
no, because it was our last day. What was it? We were
But
staying in a
that-
hostel.
But they don't have to know.
Yeah, I know. But I tried anyway. I did eat most of
Maybe
it.
you could have given it away. Oh, good for
Yeah,
you.
I did eat most of it.
Good for you.
I don't like wasting food.
You were raised right.
Yeah, but we got one more. Red flag, green flag. He rereads the entire conversation history on the dating app right before every first date so he can reference things naturally in person and make it seem like he actually remembers everything. This is me.
Well, okay. I say green flag. I think she worded that really rudely.
Yeah.
That's rude.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's doing a good job
I agree.
by referencing your profile and gathering up some talking points and knowing things to discuss and where the two of you have commonalities.
Yeah.
And then she like shamed him and made fun of him for it.
Yeah.
She's actually not deserving of that guy.
I agree. I think he just like some people have
That's a
bad
that's a
memories.
green flag.
I think it's a green flag. I think he's like, what did we talk about? I want to bring that up. I get that. I write notes
Yeah.
down of like things that people bring up to me.
It shows that he cares about her interests and who she is. And
I agree. But that's the end of our red flag, green flag section. And we've got another story.
can't wait.
I let an elite matchmaker set me up and it completely turned me off.
Oh, I should have known this one was coming.
I wanted to share my experience dating through an IRL matchmaker. From talking to my friends, it seems this is a reasonably common thing in some countries, but definitely not in the US, so hopefully it's kind of fun, interesting, / gives you an idea of what it's like. By the way, this comes from throwaway 5839 too. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. I'm Sophia.
I'm Amanda.
And I'm Vincent back here with Keon.
And Amanda is our resident matchmaker today. Do you want to give a little spiel about who you are?
I shall. My name is Amanda Hood. I'm CEO and founder of The Crush Confidential, www.thecrushconfidential.com. I live in Ohio, but we service singles nationwide. So go and check me out.
Yes. And Amanda's going to help us with this matchmaking story. And OP says, I, 30 male, am new to a medium-sized coastal American city. My experience with dating apps / meeting people through friends of friends has been pretty decent. But at the time I got involved with the IRL matchmaker, I hadn't really found anyone I was super excited about being with. I got a random unsolicited LinkedIn, LOL, message from a woman saying she represented, unbelievably, a matchmaker who had some exceptional women she'd like to introduce me to, and asked whether I was interested and single. Is this, quick question, something that you or your company does? Like reach out to people?
Yes. This is
Interesting.
quite common.
Okay. I was wondering.
This is quite common.
Yeah.
Because, well, and LinkedIn is a great platform
Mm-hmm.
to find professional singles, especially if he said it was an elite matchmaking service.
Yeah.
So that's going to be, high caliber, upper echelon single people, working professionals. So LinkedIn is actually a good platform to find them. However, LinkedIn, unlike other socials like Facebook, for example, it doesn't give relationship status.
No.
So a lot of times, so if you have people who work for you that help get on and find these great singles, sometimes we call them recruiters. They do just like talent acquisitions or headhunters for corporate agencies.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically the exact same thing. So LinkedIn is actually a wonderful platform to find high caliber single professionals.
So if you guys are single out there, have a LinkedIn. This immediately set off scam alarm bells. But I Googled the matchmaker woman, and it turns out she runs a legit matchmaking business. The only problem was the fee. $50,000 for 2 years of her service. Wow. I told her I was single and looking, but unfortunately not really in the market for a service at that price point, what with Bumble being free. The woman told me she understood, and actually they weren't looking for me to be a paying customer. Rather, I was basically going to be some guy she would set her paying customer women up with from time to time. Well, that seems pretty good for you. So she's not like actually working to find you someone. You're just like the guy that she sets people up with.
So this is also common practice in the industry. So, and I can just speak to like how my agency works, but we have clients and we have members. And our clients come in, they have like an aggressive dating approach. They pay us, they purchase a package, and we are consistently working on their behalf to find them great people for them to meet that are at the quality and caliber of person that they are expecting, right? We can't guarantee you're going to find somebody's husband or wife because I don't have a crystal ball. But they do expect a certain type of person that they're going to be meeting. Okay. Then you have your members. These are people who are either, they're probably never going to pay for matchmaking, or maybe they will 5 years down the road. Who knows? But they are not in the market to hire a professional matchmaker. This is going to be the majority of a matchmaking company's database. It's going to be majority members, small amount of clients, because not everybody is paying $50,000 for 2 years of service, right? Which 2 years is a very long time. I don't want a 2-year package. But so those people, some matchmaking companies charge a fee to be in that database, in that dating pool, and some matchmakers allow them to come in at no cost. I allow my members to come in at no cost, and then I'm very diligent about scrubbing my database, making sure that they're at the caliber that we're expecting, because my clients aren't wanting to be put out with like, you know, a Walmart greeter. Nothing against Walmart greeters, but they're just not interested in those people. This is common.
Okay.
I'm curious to see though.
This is good to know.
What happened. So far, so good.
Yeah. Still seemed a bit sketchy, but I figured what's the worst that could happen? Free setups? Sure. So I said, okay, why not? She sent me over a bunch of materials to fill out, a form with my stats like age, education, job, income, wealth, debt, relationship goals, preferences for a partner in terms of age, race, profession, income level, and so on. I also had to create a little bio about myself, and she sent me over a few examples from her male paying clients. Oh boy. This is when I started to get a better idea of what was going on. Basically, all these guys were super successful, had crazy interesting hobbies, traveled the world, etc., but in their writing and bios just came across as very self-obsessed. Tons of time spent talking about how he's amazing. Nothing about what he's like in a partner, how he could make her happy, etc. Self-congratulatory. All those Ivy League degrees. And frankly, really, really exhausting. Netflix and chill, not these guys. Night in drinking wine, no way. I figured that this matchmaker's clientele was really materially successful, but lacking in social skills, which is why there was a certain logic in setting these people up with normies who couldn't or wouldn't pay for a service like this. I wrote my own bio, which admittedly was also a bit extra, but still way more calm and normal than the ones I saw. I also had to meet the matchmaker in person for an interview, which turned out to be more about figuring out what I liked rather than evaluating me at all. In a couple days, the matchmaker emailed me with my 2 first matches. It had their bios, but no pictures, which ultimately wasn't a real problem, because like these sample guys' profiles I saw, these women were very impressive and therefore very easy to find online. Fancy degrees, fancy jobs, involved in civic life, had their own Wikipedia pages. Well, the matchmaker suggested I swipe right on both of them, and I figured, why not? I got their numbers, texted them, we chatted a bit, and I set up 2 dates. The matchmaker insists that the man takes the woman to dinner. My normal MO on a date is usually just drinks. Long story short, both dates went well in the sense that it was very easy to talk to them. Conversation was fun and easy, and they were both pretty cute. They were both 3 to 4 years older than me, which is a little unusual for who I normally date, but not really a problem. There was a tiny bit of awkwardness when it came out that they were paying for the service and I was not. I'm not sure if they've realized how it worked or not, but other than that, it was fun. They were both a bit status focused but not obsessed. I tried a bit to joke about how this elite matchmaking service was pretty extra and unusual, but they just raved about how they were excited to meet all these super impressive guys. After the date, the matchmaker likes to intermediate things. Like, you're both supposed to tell her if you want to see the other person again. In both cases, the women expressed interest in a second date with me, and I did not reciprocate. Ultimately, I didn't quite feel the physical chemistry, but more than that, the whole concept of this matchmaker matching people up based on their resumes and stats sort of rubbed me the wrong way. And I didn't think I'd want to be with someone who had those values or chose me for my good luck and arbitrary LinkedIn profile. In the meantime, I met an awesome woman the old-fashioned way, a dating app, which blossomed into an exclusive boyfriend-girlfriend thing that I'm super excited about. She's also super well-educated and impressive in terms of her professional accomplishments, but doesn't define herself or her potential partner in terms of her resume, which is something I learned I cared about from doing the IRL matchmaking. I let the matchmaker know, and she took me out of her rotation. This doesn't seem like there's any issue here. It seems like OP just doesn't like matchmaking, and the other people who like it can have it.
I will tell you, he's really quite young.
Yeah.
I mean, he's 30 years old.
Yeah.
So unless he is already a multimillionaire, which he can be, I mean, if he positioned himself well on, Wall Street right out of college, whatever. I mean, of course it does happen, but he's young to be in that world, I feel like, especially in elite matchmaking, like boutique space, like the numbers he was throwing out. He's young for that, which also didn't surprise me that he mentioned that the women were older.
Yeah, it's people who are like seemingly very successful, and this is like what they want to pursue.
Yeah.
So it makes sense why.
I also think that it's very, he also made a comment about how he kind of didn't like how that felt, like where he was being judged based off of his LinkedIn profile or whatever, but these clients didn't choose him.
Yeah.
They paid a matchmaker to choose him. And they thought it was a potential good fit. And frankly, just saying, it was a potential good fit. He can make a bunch of excuses and say a bunch of things. But at the end of the day, if he would have felt that physical and connection, I can't say that word.
No, you're good.
And connection to these women, he would have said yes to a second date. Period. The end. That's really the real reason. The end. All the other stuff is just BS.
I completely agree. I don't think it's like the matchmaking thing. I think you just weren't interested in these people, and that's
he just didn't feel it, and that's it.
Yeah, I think that's fine. I think it's the same thing that happens with like dating apps. I think people will go on dating apps and like not experience any attraction, and they're like, well, it's the dating app, and in a way, yes, but also it's just you didn't meet a person you were interested in, and that's okay.
It's the same, by the way, with long distance relationships. Distance does not kill a relationship. Silence does. So if it is your person, it does not matter if there is distance between the two of you.
Yeah, you'll communicate.
People will make it work. They will. If it's your person, you're going to make it work.
Yeah.
The end. So you can come up with a bunch of excuses, and really the truth is it your person or is it not?
Yeah,
are you feeling it or
girl.
are you not? Are you willing to continue putting in the work or are you not?
Yeah. And it's totally fine that you
It's
weren't
totally
interested in these people, but
yeah,
I don't think it really had much to do with the matchmaking, more so you just weren't interested in them, and that's okay.
I totally agree. Sometimes people say to me, Sophia, this is funny, but I will we're here in LA right now.
Yeah.
And let's say that I have a person in LA and a person in San Diego. And it looks close on the map, but that can be a drive, right? That can be like a 3.5 hour hike. And people will know where each other lives. And then I will be like, okay, well, she's in San Diego. Are you good with it? Yeah, I'm good with it. He's in LA. Are you good with it? Yeah, totally good with it. Okay, great.
Yeah.
And then I set up a date for them halfway in between both of them, and they meet, and one of them says yes and one of them says no. And the person who says no says, it's just too far.
Then why would they say yes?
That's a lie.
Yeah.
That's a lie because you knew
already said
where
yes.
she lived before you agreed to go out on the date.
Yeah.
You just were assessing if she was worth that distance.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. So really, it has nothing to do with the distance. It has to do with the chemistry.
100% agree. Yeah. Riley and his girlfriend, who also is on the show, Angie, they live like an hour and sometimes more apart. And they like sometimes it could be 2 hours. So
Yeah.
if it's the right person, you'll make
Hey,
the
if you're
drive.
2 hours apart, that might as well be a flight. I mean, that is a flight from Dayton to New York City.
Yeah.
I can get there in an hour and a half.
Yeah.
So it's the same.
It's if you want to make it work, you will.
Holler.
If my current thing doesn't work out, I will definitely try the matchmaker again. Like I said, I find the idea of matching someone.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, exactly.
Did you hear that?
He was like,
Case
"All
in
right, I'll
point,
try it again."
if this relationship
Yeah.
with this girl that I met on the dating app doesn't work out, who I actually have really intense chemistry with,
Yeah.
then I'll get back in touch with the matchmaker and she can put me out with more women that I might have better chemistry with.
Exactly. That's the whole point.
That's
of
the
dating.
truth. So for my first few years of matchmaking, I worked at a very large company. It's like the largest in the United States in matchmaking. And I remember specifically how difficult it was for like people in New York City and people in Los Angeles. So we were told like, oh yeah, if they live in New York City, then, you know, you open up all the boroughs, like all 5 boroughs.
Yeah.
Like, they have to be open to all of them.
Sure.
But that was crazy to some people. Like if they're like, no, I live in, I don't know, Harlem, and this person lives in Staten Island. Like I will never, this is never going to happen. I mean, they would just like lock it down. They would get very upset.
I think people who live in really walkable cities
Yeah.
don't want to go very far. I've noticed that with like friends who live in really walkable cities. They're like, I'm going to stick to my block, like my 5-block radius, and that's it.
Yeah. Even getting somebody in LA, like West Side or maybe like farther south.
I'm going to be honest,
help me. What is that? What is south? Is like Malibu south?
We're more south.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
us, Culver City, that's pretty south.
Okay. So
Yeah.
Culver City and then finding somebody in like Pasadena.
Yes, that's like
Freaking forget it. That they'd be like, no, not doing it. I'm like, what if your soulmate does not live in your backyard?
yeah.
What if they don't?
If I met someone and they lived in Pasadena, like, you know, I'm dating someone. So this is for hypothetical. If my boyfriend lived in Pasadena, I would make that work because I
Of
love
course
him.
you would.
But I'm really glad he doesn't live in Pasadena. He lives like 10 minutes away from me, and that's pretty great.
That's really great, and you are so lucky for that.
Yeah, but like I would make it work because I
Exactly.
love him. I would make it work.
I mean, I'm just putting it
Yeah.
out. There are military families. There are military marriages where these husbands or wives are overseas for months and sometimes years, and they are apart, and people just don't like get divorced. They wait for their spouse.
Mm-hmm.
And they stay in contact and all of the things. Like, it's just crazy where people are like, oh, I live in the valley and I'm only going to in the valley.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, what? Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Like I said, I find the idea of matching someone based on your resume a bit distasteful, but you definitely have access to kinds of people who I feel like you don't see on dating apps. Even those silly elite ones like The League. Dating apps are also based on another set of very shallow criteria, looks, so it's not like matchmaking based on resume or something is necessarily worst, just shallow on a different dimension. That said, I'm not sure that if you're someone for whom dating apps or friends of friends dating don't really work, that paying someone to match you up would be a good use of money. I was detailing the story to one of my friends in an Uber, and the driver in that tried a less expensive version, and his experience as a man paying to be set up with a non-paying woman was really terrible. By the way, it would be really terrible if you didn't listen to full episodes of stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio and search up OK Storytime. And there is a little bit left, But I feel like, do you get this a lot where people like put a lot of blame on the matchmaking industry when people like, I feel like it's just in any area of life, you're just going to have people that don't mesh all the time. Like that just happens.
I did get, I heard that a lot when I did not own my own agency.
Sure.
I don't hear that now because I just think, I mean, just transparency, like my target market is going to be from like age 40 to 70. And then sometimes I'll get younger and sometimes I'll get older. But these are very, very intentional single people.
Yeah.
They are very ready for long-term relationship, partnership, or marriage. Like they are ready. These are people that are done with dating apps. These are people who are exhausted by the dating apps. A lot of times these are, I mean, I met a man who, this was so sad to me, especially like elderly people who are being taken advantage of, like monetarily taken advantage of by, they think that they're in some sort of relationship with someone that's not even real. It's not a real person.
Stories like that.
Or it's like some like 20-year-old like guy in a Nigerian basement. It's not really a woman, and they're taken for hundreds of thousands of dollars. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It is crazy. So why do people like want to bother with that? Why do they want to mess around with that? Why do they want to have to like do their own work and their own background checking and figure out all these things? That guy said that he didn't like the idea of matching based off of a resume. I think that's outstanding. Yeah. Because you're also matching based off of lifestyle, and lifestyle alignment is really, really important.
Absolutely. And I'm sure like people who are coming to you for services like have a certain, you know, way like of living their own life, and they want someone who like matches that.
Well, we all do.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, for example, everyone says, I love to travel. Everyone says, I love to travel. But there's a huge difference between like the man who does like the 5-day hike to Machu Picchu and the woman who enjoys taking Caribbean cruises.
Sure.
And the guy who only wants to like drive to the lake and go fishing.
Yes.
These are very different
types
travelers.
Of travel. Yeah, absolutely.
Very different travelers. So you can't say that they're all going to work out because they all love to travel.
Yeah.
So that's why matchmaking is so awesome, because you can have somebody like take care of that for you.
Absolutely. But we've got a little bit left. On the pro side, I like that the matchmaker got involved and kind of enforced good behavior, no ghosting, gave you tips, and talked up the matches. For example, I was traveling a lot after I texted with my match, but before we met. And the matchmaker would reach out to me from time to time to make sure I was keeping the conversation going. It's a little bit annoying, but also it's the kind of punt in the pants that can be helpful. She was really nice.
She actually sounds like a great matchmaker.
She
I don't know
sounds
who this is. I almost like have a little bit of an idea just based off of I was like trying to figure it out this whole time, but she's like coaching him. She's like,
great.
She didn't even get paid to do that.
Yeah, she's just
I think this is
for free
outstanding.
Go
ahead.
I feel like I haven't heard anything.
Whoever you are, if you know who you are in this story, I'm praising you.
Yeah.
Way to go.
Yeah. She was really nice and clearly had a super high EQ, and having this intermediary seems like a good thing overall to help cut down on ghosting and other bad behavior that's really common on dating apps. Worth $50K? Not to me, but maybe to some people. And again, I think what you were going back to earlier, this is like usually an older group of people who like have, you know, they know what they want.
Yeah.
And that makes sense.
And I will tell you, to the younger people though too, I know that like your audience kind of runs the gamut on like young to old, right?
Yes.
But it doesn't matter your age. I will tell you that, and this is going to sound super cliche, but great communication is so vital. It's so vital. And you should never try to build a relationship over texting. Never, ever.
Yeah.
Because people don't, trust and intimacy has not yet been built. They don't know each other well. They don't know their relationship background or any sort of traumas. They don't know their love languages. They don't understand their communication styles. And you're trying to text and create a relationship over a texting platform. Super, super dangerous.
Yeah.
A lot of times this is exactly why ghosting happens.
I mean, I've been ghosted in like previous experiences and stuff, and it's very weird to me. It's just strange. Oh, Keon
just has
That's
ghosts.
true. Yeah, no, I think a lot of times those platforms do encourage ghosting, which I don't love.
It's very odd too.
Yeah.
For the Gen Xers, like I'm a Gen Xer, ghosting is very odd.
It's very odd to me as well. And I'm 24, but it is very strange. I think unless you're in an unsafe situation, I feel like just shoot a text at least saying, hey, I'm not feeling it. And I've had to shoot those texts. I've had to be like, hey, I'm not feeling the connection.
Good for you, though.
Yeah, but I just feel so, unless I haven't met the person, I'm like, I would never, even then, I'm like, I would just send a text. It's very easy.
I know.
I don't
But
have
a
to
lot
deal
of
with that
times,
anymore.
what has happened, and I'm not making excuses, but sometimes like a woman will send a text and say, you know, I'm really sorry. I'm just not feeling it. And if the man, especially if he's younger, if he's really feeling it, well, what do you mean you're not feeling it? Like, what is it? And then if she doesn't want to tell him because she's so nice. I really encourage these transparent conversations and maybe asking like, hey, are you open to some constructive criticism that could potentially help with your dating journey? Are you open to that? Because I think it could help you. And ask him.
Yeah.
And you'd be surprised that usually they're like, they want to know. They want to know what is going on.
Why
are people ghosting me? What am I doing wrong?
Yeah.
They want to know. And sometimes we're just too nice. And so we don't tell the truth.
Yeah.
Because we're just being polite. Have you ever seen the movie Jerry Maguire? I know you're young.
No.
Tom Cruise, right?
You're like, come on.
Sorry.
So in that movie, Jerry Maguire, Tom Cruise and Renee Zellweger, they're like in the backyard and they're kind of deciding that they're not going to stay married. And she says, you know, we could have lost 10 years just being polite.
Yeah. I mean, like in all these conversations, people don't want to hurt feelings and then you end up being worse.
Yeah.
And I've had that. Yeah, I've had that experience in other things as well where people just don't want to tell hard truths. And then I'm like, well, why didn't you just say that?
Yeah.
Yeah, just be honest.
It's always the best policy.
True. But I think that's the end, actually, of our time.
The end of the end?
The end of the end.
real end.
Yeah, well, we're keeping going, but the end of our time together. But thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
For the last time, can you give a little spiel about who you are and plug anything you want to plug?
Absolutely. So my name is Amanda Hood, CEO and founder of The Crush Confidential, www.thecrushconfidential.com. I am a VIP matchmaker out of Ohio, but we service clients nationwide. And come see us. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you so much for joining us.
This is
I
really
hope you had fun.
fun.
I had fun. Hey, don't leave yet. We've got some stories that we think you'll enjoy, so stay tuned for the next one. My fiancé refuses to invite his sister-in-law to our wedding because she has feelings for him.
What? The drama.
My fiancé, Will, has a younger brother, Charlie, 34 male, and he is married to Evie, 33 female. Evie is a beautiful woman, both inside and out. She is one of the nicest people I've ever met and is amazing and supportive friend. Perhaps the best friend I've ever had. By the way, this comes from Deleted, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. So, Will, Charlie, and Evie went to school together. Charlie and Evie have been together for 20 years. They married pretty much straight out of high school. Wow. During their time at school, Will and Evie went on one date before she started dating Charlie. Will had been hounding her for a date, and she eventually said yes to try and make Charlie jealous. Ooh. Uh-oh. As she liked him, but didn't think he felt the same way. Yes, completely aware this is ridiculous, but Evie was 13 at the time. Evie told me about this date pretty early on. She had wanted me to know in case I thought she had feelings for Will. She made it very clear that she's never had romantic feelings for Will and that she used him for that one date to make Charlie jealous. I do not know that Will had feelings for Evie, and from what he said, that he's stopped having them since we've been together. Will and I are currently in the process of planning our wedding for the next summer. We've been putting together a list of who we want to ask to be a part of the wedding party and who we want to invite to the wedding. I want to have Evie as one of my bridesmaids because I know she'll be supportive and reliable. Will frowned and told me that he wasn't planning on Evie being a part of the wedding. I asked if he had a falling out with Charlie and wasn't inviting him either, as they're a package deal as a married couple. Plus, there's no way one would attend without the other. He replied that, he hadn't fallen out with his brother, but he couldn't see himself getting married with Evie there, as according to him, she still had feelings for him and he wouldn't want to ruin her day.
What?
I know for a fact that she doesn't. I asked him if she had confessed feelings or something. He said no, but it's the way she is with him. He gave examples like how she's always around our house. Evie and I run together 3 times a week, and as I live closer to her work, she comes to ours to change instead of going home. How she'll make his favorite dessert when we celebrate Christmas at theirs. His birthday is Christmas Eve. How she does little thoughtful things like dropping off baked goods for us, or how she takes an interest in things he's interested in. The three of them support the same football team. To me, none of this is Evie showing she has romantic feelings for him. She's just being a good friend. I told him this, but he is insistent on not inviting Evie to the wedding. I know that if Evie isn't invited, Charlie won't attend, and it will snowball further as the family are really close, but it will look like I'm the one causing this.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, probably.
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like your husband's into Evie. I feel like he has residual crush on her because they went out that one time.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's why.
Yeah, it's like the kind of thing where it's like, I don't know, I feel like that's happened to me sometimes where I'm like, oh my gosh, I bet that person likes me. And then it seems like they don't. And I'm like, shoot, maybe did I like them? Is that why I got those feelings?
Yeah.
No, I didn't think so. That's probably what's happening.
I reached out to Evie after the conversation with Will, and I asked her to be honest with me if she had any sort of romantic feelings for Will. At first, Evie laughed at the idea of her having any sort of feelings for Will. She then admitted that until I met Will, he had made her uncomfortable, but it has lessened since we got together 2 years ago. She explained that Will would make comments about how they were more suited than her and Charlie. He used to send her wasted messages about how they belonged together. She told me that Charlie knew about the messages and they had pulled themselves away from Will during that period, but only allowed him back in when I started dating him. I asked her if he had sent her anything like that since we'd been together. Evie went quiet on the phone before saying that he had sent her a message at the weekend when Will, Charlie, and some of their friends had gone out drinking. She had canceled on running this weekend, but hasn't given me a reason. And it turns out that she's avoiding Will.
Wow.
Charlie also hasn't been talking to his brother since the night out because of the message. Yikes! Yikes! She sent me the message and it was very explicit. He told her that he wished he was the father of her child. Evie's pregnant with her 4th child!
Oh my
and not Charlie.
gosh.
And how he'd be a better dad than Charlie could ever be. I'm not sure what to do. Leave. I love Will, and he's convinced that Evie has feelings for him when she's made it clear that she does not. He has feelings for her. That's so obvious.
Yeah.
I thought Will had moved on, but he's now sending Evie messages. Is there anything I can do, or is the relationship doomed? It's doomed. He's literally trying to cheat on you with Evie.
Yeah.
And the only reason that hasn't happened is because Evie said no.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Edit. Not that it makes anything better. Will was 15 when they had the date. Evie is 6 months younger than her husband. She's 34 next month. I've told Will that we need to talk when he comes back from taking his mom to an appointment this morning. It's nothing serious, just taking her to get new glasses. But she needs the help as she got mobility issues. I think he knows I want to talk about Evie and has asked if it was about Evie and the wedding. I said yes, and he sighed before telling me we would discuss it when he comes back. I'm going to put together a weekend bag so I can leave quickly if needed. I've texted Evie and Charlie to tell them I'm going to talk to Will about his behavior because it needs to change and he needs to realize that nothing will ever happen with Evie. OP is way too calm.
Oh my gosh.
OP's like, oh, Will.
Oh, Will Turner.
Will, you can't be with Evie. She doesn't want you. He doesn't want you, girl. Charlie responded, wishing me luck, and has said their house is open to me if I need it. He also apologized for me having to go through this, as they shouldn't have stuck their heads in the sand about this, hoping it would go away. I know I should have brought this up after she told me, but I'm very non-confrontational and will try and avoid an argument if I can. You cannot. There is an update, but OP, you cannot. What about this situation makes you think that you can avoid this argument? In what way can you avoid the fact that your fiancé is in love with another woman and not with you?
Probably denial.
Yes.
Straight up.
Strong denial.
This is the moment that we need to confront. If you ever to practice confronting people, is this.
Yes, when your partner's trying to cheat on you.
Yeah, exactly.
With your best friend.
Exactly.
Leave him. There's no
go.
fixing this.
Yeah.
He doesn't love you. He loves another woman.
Sorry.
Update. Will and I had a talk when he came back. I told him that I knew about the text he had sent Evie at the weekend. He denied it straight away, telling me she was a fantasist, but quickly changed his tune once I started reading him the text. He then started to apologize and claimed it was just a moment of weekend after Charlie had been showing the group pictures from their family holiday last month. One of them had made a comment about Evie being out of Charlie's league, which reminded Will that he had lost his chance with Evie all those years ago. He then sent her the text. How do you even get out of this? How do you get out of sending your brother's wife an explicit I don't understand OP. OP is weird to me. Get out of there.
Yeah. This poor girl. I wonder if this has happened before. I wonder if he's cheated before.
Oh, I thought you just meant like in other relationships.
Well, sure. That could be it too.
Oh, that'd be so sad.
And then here we are again, repeating the same pattern.
I asked him how he would feel if it had been Charlie pestering his partner, and he just lowered his head and said he would be upset, but that Charlie didn't deserve Evie.
Dude, this is
That
a
was
rom-com.
really funny.
This is a rom-com,
This-
and you're in the middle of
see?
it. You're the bad guy.
This is the rom-com. He's just not that into you, OP. When a man says that he's in love with your best friend / his brother's wife, he's just not that into you.
That how he said that of just like, oh man, yeah, that would really hurt if Charlie was like bothering you. But they're not right for each other though.
But they're just not right for each other. We should swap. We should swap.
Exactly. Exactly.
I told him that Evie wasn't an object to be given to whoever is deemed worthy of her, and that she chose Charlie, and that should have been enough for him. The fact there is someone out there who loves Charlie for who he is and makes his brother happy should be enough. Will told me that he was jealous of Charlie, as he has everything he wanted. Oh, P.
Dang.
And it wasn't fair because he's the eldest. Charlie did better than Will in school. He was better at sports. Charlie's more successful as he was able to do what he wanted. Will feels he had to do what his parents expected. That's your dream, Dad, not mine. While Charlie could go to uni for whatever he wanted. Seeing Evie with Charlie is a reminder that Charlie has everything he wants. I asked Will if Evie was single and interested in him, would he leave me? We know the answer.
This is so funny to me.
Will refused to answer the question, but it was all I needed to hear. Is it? Is it all you needed to hear? It feels like you needed to hear a lot.
Oh,
It feels like you needed to hear a
Yeah.
dissertation.
Yeah, we needed to hear so much less, OP.
Nah,
Sorry,
I was
girl.
gone. I was gone like really, really quick, girl.
Yeah.
Dude, we were listening to another story like this where I guess the guy like rambling on about she's toxic, but I can't leave her. She's toxic, but I can't leave her. And
Yes, you can.
Yes, you can.
Yes, you can.
You can do it.
I release you.
Can she do
In the
it?
name of the Lord, I release you.
can. Yeah. You've got the Worm Queen's approval. So
Mhm.
you go.
Will refused to answer the question, but it was all I needed to hear. I told Will that I was going to stay elsewhere for a couple days while I figure out where I will go because we're over. I don't want to stay living with someone who doesn't care about me. When I went to go and get the bag I packed, Will asked me if he could have the ring back as it's a family heirloom.
What? You
Man
want the
didn't even try.
you want the gold medallion? That's sacred.
No, but can I just want to like
Yeah.
enact what I think this scene looks like.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so you're OP.
Yeah.
Say like we're done, it's over.
We're done, Will Turner. I'm
And
leaving you.
And then turn to walk away. Wait! Can I have that ring back? That's what happened. She was like, oh my god, is he gonna try and convince me to stay?
Yeah.
Can I actually have that ring back? It's my grandma's.
It's like the music, the rain is pouring, the music
yeah.
is swelling, and then
OP,
it
wait!
just all comes to a halt.
And then she's like, fine, if it's so important to you,
She throws it at him.
take it. And then it falls into a gutter. And he's like, no. And he dives after the ring while she walks away. And then it pulls him into the gutter.
Pennywise is there.
Yeah, Pennywise.
Dude.
The clown is there.
Someone please write this fan fiction. I'm so invested right now.
Please. It's so good.
It's so good.
Pennywise is also in it. It belonged to his gran and was intended for whoever got married first. But when Charlie asked for it, Will apparently threw a massive tantrum over it, saying that it should be his as the eldest. So their mom said Charlie couldn't have it. I told him no, it was going to go to the person who it was meant to go to, Evie. I'm now at Charlie and Evie's for a couple days while I figure out getting a new place to stay or if I will move closer to my family. I work for myself, so that makes things easier. Charlie and Evie have decided they will go low contact with Will. They should have from the start. Oh, they'd go no contact, but it will cause drama with the family, and neither want that, especially Evie. By the way, you can listen to all sorts of drama if you go to full episodes with stories just like this. Just go to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or iHeartRadio and search up OK Storytime. Folks, there's a little bit left to this update, but or to the story. Do you have any final thoughts? What should OP do?
Well, she's leaving, correct?
She's leaving.
She's leaving.
She's on her
out of
way.
there. I think she should keep the well, yeah, no, she gave it to
I think-
Evie, right?
Yeah, I think
Okay,
that
yeah.
was because a lot of people in the chat were saying like, "Oh, OP, keep it."
Like, sell
I
it.
think a better way to go about it is to give it to Evie,
Yeah.
which still fulfills like the grandma's wishes and
Right,
stuff,
right,
but also
family.
honors her best friend,
Yeah.
who's in a healthy relationship.
And then it'll probably just make Will Turner even more mad, being like, "Oh, it should have been me that gave it to her."
so mad.
To be like, "Oh, and she's wearing my wife's wedding ring."
Oh,
Yeah.
he's gonna be like, "Oh, I love her, Evie, so much. That should have been me giving
Should've been
that
me."
ring to her.
Yeah.
Should have been me."
Or he'll be like, "We're basically married since you have my
he's
wedding
like that.
ring.
I
That was for my wife, and you're the one wearing it." It's like it turns into the corpse bride kind of situation.
Yeah, yeah. But there's a little bit left of the story. Will called Charlie asking if I was with them, but Charlie told Will that he had no idea where I am. Charlie then proceeded to tell Will that they're going low contact with him because of the way Will has been towards Evie and that he is now doing what he should have done years ago and protected Evie. Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Because Evie's not going to do it. Evie has apologized several times and she feels she's the reason my relationship has ended. No, you're the reason that
No.
it went on too long. But I have reassured her that the only person at fault here is Will, and I do not blame her for anything. If anything, she is a victim in all of this too. I've given her the ring, but she has said that I should give it back to mother-in-law as she doesn't want it. I wish I had seen Will's behavior before it got this far, but I was blinded by love. Looking back, I can see there were red flags that I just decided to ignore.
My wife demanded to split the bills. Now she says it's totally unfair.
Let's just splitsies.
A bit of background. We met 2 years ago, summer 2017. Both of us were fresh out of failed marriages.
Oh.
We moved in together after a year.
Oh.
She has 3 kids, 15, 13, and 8. And I have 1 daughter.
That
7.
seems like the worst type of people to rush.
Yeah. I have 1 daughter, 7, who lives with her mother in another state. I have her for the summers, school vacations, and I visit her 1 weekend a month in her home state during the school year. By the way, this comes from Throwaway Please Help 763. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. So we both work, though I make substantially more than she does. Her children's fathers aren't in the picture, but the state does collect child support from both of them for the children. After a family vacation in winter 2018, we had a bit of a disagreement about who should contribute what to the trip. I spent about $15K and she threw in $1K. I was fine with that, but when it came time for her to spend her portion, I was met with resistance. By the end of the argument, she said that I was basically a crappy man for asking a woman to contribute. Oh, joy. Oh, joy.
Okay.
The reality is that I paid what I could afford, and if I knew she didn't want to cover her portion, I would have planned something different. She made the decision to completely split our finances from that point on, in January 2019. I felt like it was a step back in our relationship, but she made it clear that it was her choice and that I shouldn't push the issue. So I relented and we moved on. When she made the decision, we discussed how we would split household bills. I felt 50-50 was fair since I am one of 5 people in the house. To clarify, this includes rent, utilities, all food, and cell phones for everyone. She agreed, and I figured it wouldn't be an issue. Every time she gets paid, I'm forced to inquire if she will be sending me her monthly contribution. It results in a fight, and she eventually acquiesces, albeit reluctantly. We have both grown tired of the arguments, but that doesn't help prevent them. It just makes things worse. She still has a debit card linked to my account and will use it to do her nails, hair, clothes for the kids, or go out and eat and get drinks with friends. In total, probably $1 to $2K per month. This isn't factored into what she puts towards household bills. I just don't care about that stuff as I feel like we are a family or soon to be. Lately, things have escalated, however. Today, she told me that she is the only one of her friends who has to pay bills in a relationship.
This is insane.
Oh my goodness.
Like, why is she expecting for you to take care of her and her 3 children?
Yeah.
You guys are like, one, you're not even married yet, but also that's just like an unreasonable thing to expect after never having brought that up.
Exactly. She said I'm not a gentleman for not taking care of her and her kids entirely.
That's crazy.
I asked for clarification. Does she mean that she doesn't want to pay any rent or household bills? I should be responsible for all the groceries and phones? She simply replied again that all of her friends are treated that way and everyone in her group thinks that I'm an a-hole for expecting to split.
Either her friends are all sugar babies or she's lying.
I wonder where they live.
Or they're all married. And they're like
Yeah.
stay-at-home parents or whatever.
Yeah. I really do wonder if they live in like Utah or something.
I have no idea.
And if
She has unreasonable expectations.
yeah. At this point, I'm lost and I need a reality check. Do men typically cover all house and food costs when a couple has separate finances?
No.
Am I being a wiener for expecting us to pay our fair share?
No.
Please help. I'm losing my mind and she has me convinced that I'm a bad person. I don't know what to do and we do have some comments, but what do we think, everyone?
No.
No. Comment number 1 says no. She wants a sugar daddy, not a partner.
Yep.
And OP says that would be heartbreaking. I love her, but I don't want to be an ATM for the rest of my life. OP says she says the child support shouldn't go to the family pot. That it's for her kids, and I have no right to know how much she receives or tell her what to do with it. She wants to put all child support into savings accounts for the children so that they have money for college or starting their lives. She told me that her exes were harmful, so no, they weren't healthy. They also don't seem to care about being in the picture, so I can't imagine that she's lying about that.
Oh my god. I have some thoughts.
Me too.
Okay, we found out that both of you like had just gotten out of these not good relationships.
Yeah.
She is not ready for a relationship. She doesn't know what she wants. She's expecting you to pay for her entire life as if you were the father of these children.
Yep.
And that you were married to her, which neither are the case. You
Yeah.
are starting to try and share life together, but she is expecting you to pay for everything while also not, keeping your finances completely separate, while she gets child support, while you're also still paying for everything for her kids. That's ridiculous.
It's so insane.
She wants the money for like extra fun stuff, and she wants you to pay all of the essentials.
Exactly, because she thinks she can get away with that since you guys are like
That's
in a
not
relationship.
reasonable.
Yeah. No,
You
not
guys
at all.
aren't married. I'm not saying that like you can't be unmarried and have like a partner who's fully supporting you.
Sure.
But this is not reasonable. She
Yeah.
has 3 kids and also never said this until now.
Yeah, and even if this was a normal thing, OP, if you don't like it, you don't have to be in
You
that
don't
kind
have
of
to do that.
relationship.
Yeah.
So as long as it feels wrong to you,
Yeah, I think you guys
don't
may
have to put up
rushed
with
a
it.
bit.
yeah. But we do have an update. So a lot has happened in a short span of time. Frankly, my head is spinning. I'll do my best to provide a comprehensive recap. I got home the day I posted the last thread, and I was prepared to confront her. Unfortunately, she and the kids weren't home when we arrived. My brother and I started talking, and they returned while we were on the phone. I left the house to finish the call, and she called 15 times
Oh, yeah.
while I was outside. I ignored the calls. I got back inside and the fireworks began. We got into a verbally heated argument, but I refused to back down. She was adamant that I was disrespecting her by asking her to contribute to the house and that I wasn't a real man. She maintained her innocence throughout and continued trying to gaslight me. I wasn't having any of it, and I think that she realized that she had lost her grip over me. She left the room, effectively ending the discussion. She slept in her daughter's room. Around 11 a.m. the next day, she emerged from her daughter's room, got her bathing suit and some beach items, and took her kids out again without inviting my daughter, who cried as they left, begging to join them. Oh, this little 7-year-old doesn't know what's going on.
This is OP's daughter?
Mm-hmm.
This is so messed up. Like, this is not a person you want to be in a life, share a life with.
No, not at all. This is where things got wild, as if it hasn't already. She and her kids never returned that day, which was Sunday.
What?
I assumed that they slept at a friend's house who invited them over. I went to work Monday morning and dropped my daughter at camp per usual. I picked her up after work and we returned to the house. Literally all of their belongings were gone.
Whoa.
Wow.
I mean, trash took itself out.
I guess. She took about half the furniture in the house.
Yikes.
Oh, wow.
Theft.
Yeah, what? Especially if he's
If he's paying for it.
Theft. And a ton of things that were mine, she has since refused to return. I was floored. There was no communication, no indication that she was leaving, nothing. I texted her and she said that she wanted time and space to think about things and that I needed to respect that.
Wanted time and space to sell everything she stole from you on
Give
Facebook
me a
Marketplace.
minute. I'm on Facebook Marketplace.
Exactly. She said she needed to consider if she could be with someone who didn't want to fully support her and her kids.
Oh my God.
This is an insane statement. I asked her for my $30,000 engagement ring back.
That's so expensive.
Angie, I love you, but no.
Fine by me.
Okay.
Who needs
have
that?
Go to a house.
Please,
My goodness.
honestly. Jeez.
She claimed that she threw it in a lake.
Oh, no. Dude, I'm literally suing her.
Went to
Yeah.
Lake Pond. Threw it in there and they
I'm
gave me
suing her.
Yeah.
$15K.
I don't believe it for a second. She likely pawned it or intends to shortly. After consulting my lawyer and family, I called the police to report what happened and file a report for my missing belongings. The police have informed me that because she lived here for over a year and her license uses the address, that the household belongings are as much hers as they are mine.
No.
Where do they live?
Dang. At least your finances are separate.
Like, I feel like that's not the law everywhere.
No, probably not.
I really am curious where this is. My attorney disagrees, and we are filing a civil suit to sue her.
Yay.
The ring is a separate matter. As I understand it, that's a conditional gift in Texas.
Yeah.
They're in
There we
Texas. And if we don't marry, it must be returned, assuming that I can prove her to be at fault for the end of the relationship. Okay, so there's hope.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was going to go that way.
Me neither.
Even if I don't win, it will be a small victory, forcing her to retain counsel and spend some money. And you know what would be a huge victory?
What?
Is finding us on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, whatever your favorite podcast app is.
Do it.
Just search OK Storytime, and you know what you're going to find?
Us.
You're going to find full episodes with more stories just like this one.
And us.
Victory!
Do it.
Do it. And there is a little bit more to the story, but
This sucks.
Oh my goodness.
I want to say this sucks.
yep.
Advice. When you just get out of a relationship, especially when you just got out of seemingly a divorce where you had a kid,
Yeah.
don't immediately hop into the next one and then move in within a year when
Especially-
they have multiple kids.
Yeah, and
Like, there's
especially
kids
in her
involved.
case when both of her like past relationships were harmful.
Well, we know why she got into the relationship.
Yeah,
She wanted
guess.
she wanted someone to bankroll her.
I guess so.
And,
yeah,
nope.
like if you got to give someone time to heal from all that, you can't. You gotta. We can't. We can't.
Can't be
Just-
doing this.
We can't be doing that. But
Yeah,
but I'm glad you got a lawyer.
and she's out.
Sounds like the lawyer is like, nah,
we got
we
the- good
got
lawyer.
this, man.
Yeah,
The police was kind of like, what are you gonna
Yeah,
do?
well,
and the
that's the
lawyer's
police.
like, I'm gonna do a lot, actually.
Heck
so
yeah.
we've got a little bit more to the story. Let's
Let's
wrap
hit it.
this all up. Obviously, the relationship is over. Not sure if she realizes that, but I have listed the house since it's way too big for me, and I found a new place in the city. We move next Friday. I plan to live there while I get in therapy and fix my head. I don't think this girl ever loved me. Ouch. I was just a bank account, and the minute I cut off access to my funds, she literally left. I've never felt so worthless and unloved. Oh, I'm not sure how to recover or trust another woman, frankly. I thought that she was my soulmate. I love her and I'm still in love with her.
Ugh.
That's how effed my head is right now. I just hope it heals with time. Love sucks.
Dude,
Yeah.
it'll get better. Give it
It totally
time.
will.
She sucks.
Yeah.
It'll get better.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, if you're fresh out of this relationship, like
give it a minute.
you're gonna be upset for sure,
Yeah.
but that doesn't mean all the love is gone.
No.
It'll fade though.
It'll fade.
You'll be fine. But that's the end of that story.